मेरे श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। बोल साचे दरबार की जय। आओ मेरे मालिक की प्यारी संगत, हम अगले अध्याय की तरफ बढ़ते हैं जो है श्री अद्वैत दर्शन। ओ द सुप्रीम गुरु, द companion of the law and the downcast, give me strength to sing your sublime praise, as it is my earnest wish to do so. Kindly grant me this wish. Also let me be ashamed of my faults. O Guru, the humble fight of my imagination can't soar all over the great sky that thou art. My intelligence, like a lump of salt, O Guru, won't be able to fathom thy depths either. O the merciful Lord of Chhapra, named as Ram Yad, let me now venture to build a bridge across the vast ocean. I seek thy blessings, O Lord, O Supreme Guru. It behoves only the great kings to build memorials of any kind. When one turns an ascetic or a hermit, one has nothing to do with one's private life. Such a mystic pervades all the living characters on the stage of the world. Since the day I dawned as a saint, I have made up my mind not to encourage someone to become my follower, nor to erect any memorial or convent. I have been assigned only the duty of spreading the word of the Lord, thus showing the right path. For this reason alone, I have never told anyone even my name and have become an ascetic. Then why to remain confined to a particular name or a village? To wish to have name and fame and a desire to be worshipped is somewhat an egoistic act. The reality is that we do nothing on our own, neither do we deliver sermons. The Supreme Lord is in fact doing everything for us. Sometimes He preaches like a guru, sometimes He follows like a disciple. These are indeed the words of eternal truth as communicated by the most revered Shri Paramhans Dayal Swami Advaitanandji Maharaj to his favorite follower Shri Thakur Bhure Singh Ji, the author of Advaitanand Sachidanand Prakash, on Sunday, 2nd December 1906. We are heartily indebted to late Thakur Bhure Singh Ji, and the coming generations will also remain indebted for having bequeathed to us the life story of Sri Paramhans Dayalji, along with the texts of his spiritual talks and sermons, which present before us a grand vision of the self-sacrificing, detached, and austere personality of Dada Gurudev Ji. We are proud to be belonging to him, who was a great spiritual master of the bygone century. He was a great master of the spiritual kingdom who took to the path of arduous and constant struggle and of devotion through various systems of religious worship, like Paramhans Sri Ramakrishna Ji, the master from the south, and thus he reached the peak of spiritual advancement. The auspicious coming. One is overwhelmed with love as one remembers the strange and wonderful place acts of the great seer and most revered Sri Paramhans Dayalji, who came into this world on the sacred day of Ram Navami in the year 1846 on the holy land of Chhapra in district Saran of Bihar. His father Pandit Tulsidas Ji was thoroughly gentle and ever do good man. Thousands of people in the nearby areas benefited themselves through his preaching. As this was the means of his livelihood, he was disciplined in his disclosure by Sri Paramhans Ji of Kedar Ghat at Kashi. Shri Paramhans Dayalji was given the name of Ram Roop due to his birth on the holy Ram Navami day. Later he was also called by the names of Ram Yad and Ram Narayan. When the relatives of the family asked Pandit Ji to celebrate the happy occasion of the birth, he answered, "Today the whole of India is celebrating the birth of Ram. Where is the need to go for special celebration?" The child was hardly 8 or 9 months old when he lost his mother. His father then handed the child over to his faithful follower Lala Narhari Prasad Kayast Srivastav for his proper upbringing. Both the husband and the wife were devoted followers. They had lost their only son. That's why they nursed the child with full devotion. The primary education of the child was held in Hindi, Sanskrit, Urdu, Arabic, and Persian. Pandit Tulsi Das Ji expired in 1851. The miracles of flying in the air. When the child was 9, it was heard at the congregation that most sadhus acquire the skill of flying in the air with the holy gutka in their mouth. A gutka is a small pocket-sized book of hymns. Another man said that it is not the gutka but the strong will and the art of pranayam, that is, withholding breath, that makes a sadhu fly in the air. Hearing all this, the child thought that he should also make such an attempt so that he could reach anywhere he liked. Where is the need to carry the burden of this heavy body everywhere? He asked himself, but he didn't know how to undertake such flights, nor did he ask anyone about it. Withholding his breath, he would sit and determine to fly. Practicing thus, he was able to raise his body up to the second story of the house within a few days. And one day everyone saw that he had uplifted himself even beyond the third story. Frightened, they all shouted at him to descend down. He gave up displaying this miracle when his father and Paramhans Ji of Kedar Ghat, Kashi, asked him to discontinue doing so. After some time, he came to know that such a practice was to be strictly according to the norms, and verily it was his soul that had been directing him to do so. When the divine child was 14, his father Lala Narhari Prasad breathed his last. Shri Paramhans Ji of Kedar Ghat Kashi, who was a frequent visitor to the house, affectionately used to call him Hapu Baba. The divine child was initiated into the realm of spirituality and knowledge of the Brahma by Paramhansji. At the age of 17, he lost his foster mother also. Having performed her last rites, he thought that he had been freed by God from all bonds and he must turn away from the scene now. With this realization of complete freedom, his inner preceptor came out. He set out to Buxar from Chapra. Reaching there, he had a dip in the holy Ganges and then taking off all he was wearing, he put on merely a loin piece. From Buxar, he went towards Akbarpur forest and from there he reached Nothata village. Stopping there for a night, the riding it next morning gave him a hearty send-off in a palanquin. After walking for about 2 miles or so, he removed the loincloth also and became nude. A corporeal frame or a naked body was the best of all garments in his view.